Hey, welcome everyone to Wizards Pregame. We got Carl W. Jr. here. Wilson Tarpe Jr. The Washington Wizards. Few nights off. They're coming off a 122 to 112 loss to the Utah Jazz. They enter tonight's matchup at 16 and 46 on the year. New Orleans is entering this matchup at 20 and 45. They're coming off a close loss to the Suns, 118 to 116. The game prior to that, they had just won. They beat the Kings 133 to 123. The injury report, kind of a pared down version, one of the few times this year. New Orleans is not on the injury report, just Washington. Washington will be without Jameer Watkins, Tristan Vucevic, Anthony Davis, Keyshawn George, D'Angelo Russell, and Ken Whitmore. So Cardell gets straight to it. Just one of the keys to tonight's game as Washington travels down to New Orleans to take on the Pelicans.
Keep the Pelicans out of the paint and keep them off the line. We can pretty much we can start with that. If you do that, you give yourself a chance. If you don't, it could be a it could be a tough night. You know what I'm saying? Contrary to what people believe, Trey Murphy, the third, the leading scorer with 21.9 points per game. We all know he's a super versatile defender, can guard 1 through 4, some fives, depending on who's in the game. Um, shooting 47, 38, 88 splits on the season, 5.6 rebounds, 3.8 assists. He's the ultimate 3D guy, but he's also a great secondary playmaker. So he makes good reads. He's smart. Has a high basketball IQ on both ends of the floor. It's not just on offense, defensively as well. So he's someone you have to really pay attention to. The average fan is gonna pay attention to the big name guys, but you gotta deal with him. You gotta be aware of how he's trying to manipulate the defense when he's spotting up, when he's getting out of transition, and when he's trying to finish at the basket. There's no getting around that. He's efficient in all aspects. So he's not great at creating one-on-one, so he has to kind of rely on other guys to set him up, which is why he kills mostly in spot up, transition, slashes to the basket. But obviously, like any NBA player, if they see a few go in and they feel like the defense is not on point, they get confident. It's a full blaze at that point. They start doing things that the scouting report says they struggle with. So you definitely got to keep an eye on him. Zion Williamson, it goes without saying. He's a bull in the china shop. He's right behind Trey Murphy, averaging 21.5 points per game, 58% from the field. Not a great three-point shooter. He doesn't take threes at all. Why would he at that size and that with that athleticism? I'm not settling for threes. Shoots 71% from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 3.4 assists. We all know, man, just a beast. He looks to put his head downhill. When he puts his back to you on, mid post, low post, he's one dribble away, and literally all he needs is one dribble to put you and multiple defenders in the basket. But he's also a very good playmaker. So again, when you collapse on him, because you have to collapse on him when he gets in the paint, he's fully capable of finding open shooters, and they can light you up. They got, despite their record, they have players. They have some quality, super quality players, and they have done a lot of damage in this league. So, Zion goes without saying. Also in transition, you got to stop him early, because if he gets a head full of steam, it's going to end bad. It's going to end very bad. So, you got to be wary of him. Defensively, you can kind of attack him in a sense, getting him to move without the ball, making him work coming off screens. But he's a very good defender if you try to attack him one-on-one, like head up. He's strong. He can move his feet. He's quick, and he's explosive to challenge you when you elevate for your shot or at the basket. So, again, you got to be very careful with how you attack him, but you can attack him. You know what I mean? Next up, Sadiq Bey. Should be in the running for one of them comeback player of the year. 17.4 points, 5.7 rebounds, 2.5 assists on 45, 35, 85 splits, man. Obviously, he can score from all three levels. He's another one that's not necessarily a great one-on-one guy, like breaking you down off the bounce and stuff. He gets to his spots, and he's deadly in front of mid post, and he uses that to open up things where he gets to the basket, or you used to worry about him setting up shop there. He'd get a ball up and spot up, hurry up and jump out on the three-point line, spot up and knock down threes. Understand how to play. Super versatile. You can guard multiple positions. just deadly efficient, knows how to play, and can kill you in a variety of ways. Obviously, he was here for a spell, but he was injured the whole time. Like any NBA player, we've been saying this quite often over the last few weeks. When they see their former team, it's like seeing the OX. You want to show them what they're missing, and obviously not just that. The Wizards are his hometown team, so I'm sure he's going to be eager to put on the show, and for various reasons, but more so just to keep proving that he's indeed back, which he's been proving since he has come back. He's been getting it done. Um, Derek Queen, what can you say about the rookie? Probably will be on the all rookie team, first team, averaging 11.9 points, 7.1 rebounds, 3.9 assists, a steal on 48, 25, 78 splits. We all know he is just a crafty scorer, crafty player, crafty playmaker. Um, Understands how to rebound well, understands how to use his body, both hands, super skilled playmaker. Obviously, with him being a rookie, there's a lot of guys that are in front of him as far as getting shots. Um, but we've seen him put on some special shows already this season, getting triple doubles and near triple doubles with his playmaking. Even seeing him as a kid, I always felt like he's a point guard in a big man's body, and that's what makes him unique and so difficult to stop. Because bigs aren't used to guarding somebody thinking like that and that crafty with that good of footwork and that agile at that size. So he always seems to have an advantage. It's just a matter of how he try to exploit that advantage depending on who's matching up against him. But like adequate playmaker, like scary playmaker, like they can run their offense through him. It's a new term in the NBA called the connector. He's the ultimate connector already as a rookie. And he's just starting to, I'm pretty sure, seeing it starting to get to the point where the game is slowing down after gone through 50-something games or whatnot. So, playing against his hometown team, a couple old teammates on the Wizards, Bub Carrington, they were all at St. Francis at one point, Julian Reese, they were all on St. Francis at one point. So, you already know there's a lot of, talking behind the scenes it has to be. So, should be some spirited play coming from him, trying to have bragging rights, so to speak. But and also DeJounte Murray being back, man. Stout defender, can play point, can thrive as a two as well. Since he's come back, averaging 15.4 points, 6 assists, 5.2 rebounds, 1.8 steals. He's always been a elite defender as well. On 44, 28, 94 splits. He's not shooting well from deep. That'll come. 44% from the field is definitely respectable, and 94% from free throw is out of this world elite. So can't put these guys on the free throw line. Got to keep them out the paint, which is tough to do. They got a lot of crafty playmakers. And I didn't even bring up Jeremiah Fizz, the rookie. You know what I mean? Who's fully capable, going to work, and he's going to try to show his stuff against some of the Wizards' young players, man. So both teams kind of head in the same direction as far as a lot of rebound. So we're just watching to kind of see, which young core is further ahead and who will be kind of ready to go with their vets moving forward, man. So, record-wise, most people may look at it like who wants to watch a game. They should. There's a lot of talent on the floor, a lot of young talent, a lot of promising talent with some key vets that have come back from injury, man. So should be a fun game to watch, man. If they, no glaring injury happened or something like that, because both teams have something to prove, and there's a ton of players on both sides that have something to prove.
Yeah, as you said, you got that really nice mix on both sides. You brought up DeJounte Murray with the Pelicans of a proven vet with these youngsters, and similar to the situation with the Wizards about for those youngsters, who's going to be on that next era of the Pelicans going forward, right? Um, you got DeJounte coming back. Trey Young should be playing in his second game tonight, and this is also the first time we'll see him on the court. We know Trey's on the minute restriction and whatnot, but get him to see some limited action with Alex Starr. Starr's been out for quite a bit.
Yeah.
He's not on the injury report for the first time in I think like 10 games. So get a couple, a little bit of a preview of those two working together. We saw Trey in the show a short stint already. So like you said, just there's plenty of reasons to tune in and watch this one. It's just not for the 2025, 2026 record. It's not for those reasons. Um, and for all the youngsters you mentioned, this is the second time these guys have met this season. in that first go round, just to piggyback, gotta just support things that you shared. And that first one back on January 9th, Zion, 31 points in that one, 31, 4, and 3. And yeah, they struggled with, you talk about that size, that physicality. He was getting downhill, and it didn't matter how many people were there. And in the same way, the difference was he going to the line after he scored? That was kind of the difference in that one. You talk about Jared, you went through all those Pelican players, left out Jeremiah Fears. He had a performance in that one, 21, 6, 5, and 3 steals. And then Derek Queen had a triple double in that game. So
So
again, just to support what you were saying,
and
like,
12,
yep,
14,
like there's a reason. So, um, we'll see what things look like tonight. And for the Pelicans, those younger Pelicans, like they've already had success against Washington already this season. So looking forward to this one. Cardell, share with you guys the keys. Keep those in mind. Enjoy the next game. We'll check in with you guys afterwards for Wizards Outlook as always.